Hello everybody, welcome to day 30. So as of today, I've actually been doing this for a month, which I find really exciting, and I think you may be seeing this on Christmas Day. So Merry Christmas to all of you. I think I'm actually going to get this uploaded today, which is Christmas Eve when I'm making the page. So Merry Christmas to all of you, and thanks for following. This is my page from yesterday, and this is me making cookies. It's largely pink with a little bit of aqua. And then last night, so I'm going to keep that in mind, and then last night I celebrated Christmas with my two grandsons, and then I babysat while mom and dad went out on a date. So I have these 6 photos, and they are awful photos. It's a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old, and it was sheer chaos and fun, but the photos aren't great. And then this is from me babysitting for them later on. So again, not great photos here either, but it's a memory and I want to save that memory. So good photos or not, that's what we're going to do. Now these two colors aren't working all that great together, and no matter what, I'm kind of thinking that what I want to do is actually put a separation between these two pages. Right now there will be, if you remember, this coffee cup will sit here between the two pages, so the pink page goes here, and then you'll see the coffee cup, and then you'll see this page. But what I'm thinking is this is really kind of the official beginning of the start of present opening and actual Christmas celebration. So I am thinking that what I might like to do here is just put some sort of vellum piece in between the two, just to really signify that, and then I can put something on the vellum if I want, or just leave it plain. But that's where I am going with this. Now, I'm also thinking that on the back side of this, what I want to do is do it like this. And I have this Merry Christmas card that I decided I would really like to use since this is our Christmas. And then I want to use something where I have quite a bit of spots for journaling. And that could happen with a couple of different pieces I have. I like this because then we have the red and green. And since we're not really wearing red and green, I think that's a really nice idea. And I'm just going to look through here to see if I have any other cards. Not loving that. I think there is a card here. And I do have a Love, Peace, and Joy card, but this was not Love, Peace, and Joy. Two busy boys. The other thing I could do is do this, the So Very Merry and Bright card, which I like quite a bit, or that highlights card. So I don't like the repeat of the red, and I'm really liking, instead of just the plain green, I think I'm really liking this card. So this is what my 2 pages are going to look like. So what I'm going to do now quickly is think about this. So this one will go in this corner. So I'm just going to back these right away, and that way if I have any altering to do, I can do that. And I will be able to work with them as we go. And by altering, I mean trimming, which I'm going to do right here, right now. And this card will sit on here. So a little bit of trimming on this one too. Oh, we had such a good time last night. Crazy, but good. Okay, and there's that one. And then this one will go here. There's a lot to keep track of. Trim there, and oops, sorry you can't see this, but a little bit of trimming there, and then this one finally will go on here. Okay, so that quickly, I have the start of my spreads here. And because it is Christmas Eve, I don't have to be anywhere till later today, but I have something to make yet, for an appetizer for dinner and that kind of thing. So I don't want to spend too much time on this spread, but I do want to get it done. All right, so we have that done. Now I'm thinking I don't have to put anything on these at all, but I do have presents here. These are pink, and I don't really like how they look, especially because of the boys. So I'm thinking maybe wood veneer here, because I do have those. And I could put this one, you can cut wood veneer, so I could do that, although that's getting pretty close to his head. Maybe there and there. And I have this Merry Christmas, or here's one that even says Magical Moments, which I like. And then I think I want one more wood veneer up in there. And I don't want to cover his brother's face. So I could do just a little circle. Interesting, because now we've got two circles up there. I think that's too small. This one's a little hard because it's so tiny. Now I could put that up there, the Love and Joy. And what I could do with this is sandwich this right there, because I don't want to cover too much of this up. Just kind of looking to see how much would actually be glued in. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my tiny attacher, because I'm going to staple this in here. And then what I'll do is I will use my ATG to kind of seal this together. And I didn't want to staple it, you know, to the back there. Okay. And then what we'll do, just run a little bit of glue at the top of the card there. Okay, I like that. Let's put these ones that are easier on. I don't need to put a ton of embellishments on these, but what I could do now that I'm looking at this, since I'm going to need my number, I think a good spot for that will be right there in that present. We'll put the 30. And then this one I'm going to cut, so that'll be good for you to see that you can actually do that, the cutting piece of this. Okay, so we want to get the December on there. And then it's just a little tiny piece that I have to cut off here, so I'm just going to take that, especially with these thin wood veneers from LA Studio. Okay, then I'm thinking what I'm going to want to do here is, besides getting these wood veneers on here and getting the number on here, I think I might want some enamel dots on here just to give this spread a little bit of color. So let's look numbers first. And I'm thinking maybe red, if I have 30 here. I don't have a 3. I could make one with the 8 though. Let's see. I have these Jelly Bean Soup numbers still as well. And I have 30 in, these are 2 different colors, so I like the brighter red, and I have 30 in them both, so. And that just picks up a little bit on this red in here. So I'm going to need to sneak this over just a little bit. Maybe I'll put the 0 on first. I thought I had it on. Okay.
Are you done with the oven?
There we go. All right. Yes.
Okay, it's on.
Sorry about that. So, I've got the 3s there. Then we'll take our enamel dots. I think I'll do some red. There's some blue in here. Maybe a little tree. I also have these, but this green is off from the color I'm using. That's why I don't have many of those used. I also still have those red stars. That blue could be cute. Maybe the red to kind of echo the red here. Although this could be a tree too. Hold on a second. I'm going to take this just out. Oh, and the green could be cute. I think I like the green because it's popping things up here. Okay. So cute. I wish I had 2 of the smaller here, and maybe a red and a green. That's what we'll do here. Okay, let's try a smaller, getting the red and the green there, and then up here, that's going to be tough because that might sit right on the staple. So I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to myself. Not only is it going to sit on the staple, but that would sit outside of the pocket. So what I think we'll do, changing my mind about the size of this one too. If I'm going to use it with this, I think I would like it to be the same. And I'm going to have to put it more towards the middle here because the staple there is kind of in the way. And not perfect. I'd rather have it more to the side, but that's fine. Okay, so then all we have to do is get that green here. I'd love to use that big one, but I don't think that's going to look right. But I do have this little one left. Oops. I'm playing with where the placement of that goes. And I think that's good. All right, so we have red and green on each of those. And I'm liking how that's looking. All right, so now I'm just going to flip these over. Let's see, but they really go like this. I probably could have done that, but you know, hey. So they really go like this. So I can kind of see how everything looks. And poor Miles here was being squished by his big brother. I'm thinking right now I'm going to want something up there. I love the Merry Christmas. And I thought I had done... Oh, I did do Magical Moments back here. I have another Magical Moments. Or I don't want to do Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And now this leads me to think, do I want Merry Christmas back here? And then Magical Moments here. I think that is my answer. So I'm going to try to peel up this wood veneer. I've not done this with this, and actually as I'm doing that, I'm thinking what I need to do is do it with, this is my Cricut spatula, and see how nice that is pulling that up. It's doing a great job. And now I'll just put this Merry Christmas under here, or here. It's covering the old where Magical Moments was, so that's not going to bother anything. There we go. Okay, so now there we go, and the Magical Moments was here, and I think I'm going to take a moment just to wait on this because I want to make sure that I like everything that I'm going to put on this spread before I commit to gluing that down. And I think I really want to make sure that I leave lots of room for journaling here. So that's in my head. I'd like some green on this spread somehow, and I might have to do it with enamel dots. Just because I think anything other than that is going to be too much. Now to get this sort of in with the other ones, we could do that. We're seeing that back there. So I could look at, you know, writing something there, possibly the date. And I do have a green, dark green marker. I think that's what I'm going to do up here and just see how that looks. Okay, so now this looks like it has purpose, and it's pulling that color back in. And because this is up here and now has purpose in the spread, I'm not going to put anything there, but I think I still am thinking about doing some enamel dots up there, maybe some red or something like that, sequins, probably enamel dots because these are little boys here. Then I still want to do something here and here, and I'm thinking maybe some green up here, and then I'll want probably something up there. So I'm going to pull out my, you've seen this big package of all of my cut-aparts. Like Celebrate the Season is great, but it's way too big. But that would have been an awesome, Special Delivery's cute too, but way too big. This one says The Merry Details, which is too big again, but I think I've got all that journaling space right there. I have this Ho Ho Ho, or let's see. Okay, not loving anything I'm finding there, so let's go. I have my package of die cuts. If that had been green, that would have been definitely it with the Ho 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 there. That I like. Oh, here's one. Now these greens are a little bit different, but I might do that anyway, just because I like the best. And the Ho 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 could go there. And because I wanted some red up in here, what I could do is do it like that. And I'm going to bring this down a little bit more. Although let's see, I don't know if I'm going to like that if I cut off. Although I could leave the top of that there, because that's just going to stick out of the top of the pocket, which will be fine. All right, I think I have that solved. So let's put Magical Moments down. So then I have Wood Wood. Creating a little bit of trap space here, so I have to think about that as I'm working through this, that it might turn out, you know, I might be okay with that, I might not. And this Ho Ho Ho, when I just cut this off, I kind of made a mess out of it, so we're going to straighten that up a little bit. And this is just here to distract from all the stuff there. Okay, that one's good. Let's glue this on as is, because this is the best. These are my grandkids, so they are the best. Okay, and now I need to get this back under here again. Okay, so I'm going to just take that off there. And I think I'm okay with that sticking out, because it looks weird to have them both, I think. Kind of looks like a V otherwise. All right, so we have that done. We have a heart here. I wanted something up there. I wanted something down there. And I was thinking green enamel dots. I only have one. Almost like a couple, and I only have one there. I think red here. So I'm going to put 2 here. Okay. Now, I also could use the blue from this package too in this spread. So what I could do is do some green and some blue here. I want to look at these because I think one of these is, that's okay. And I just used my last green, so that's a good thing. And then up here, so I think red and the blue. And if I had a green, I'd put it up there, but I don't. So the question is, do I want another red up here? I think no, because I have 2 everywhere, but right there. I'm going to change this position here. And then I'll have 2 on each spread. So those are just the kind of little, tiny little details that you can look for as you're finishing, or attempting in my case to finish these. Oops, and now I just scratched my die cut there. Better that than the photo. Even with the tweezers this morning, this is being uncooperative. There. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put these in because I want to see how they look when they're sitting across from the other spread, and if I really do want to do catching on all those enamel dots. Okay, so this is how they sit across from each other in the book. Let's get, I'm gonna actually put them in the book so you can see how that looks. And it's getting full. I have a little bit more than a week to go yet, but I do have quite a few extra pockets in the back right now. I still have this Christmas tree picture that I still haven't used, and oops, it looks like there's another one back here. Oh yeah, picture of my nativity, and then this says almost Christmas. I probably won't use this year, obviously, because I'm not going to use it today because it is already Christmas for me, but I'll keep that. I forgot I had that in there, so I will keep that, and I can use this next year if I want to. So I still have these pieces to do, which is fine because I have work next week, so I'll be able to do that. And then I've been filling in my little calendar here as I've been going. So I've got to fill in what I did last night. And we'll do that. Okay, so this is how the spread looks right now. And I like this happy accident of this coffee mug holder that's in this khaki color because we have the wood here. The only thing is I think these colors are really kind of fighting each other quite a bit. So I'm just going to take a look at my wood veneer and see if there's something that I might, or wood veneer, at my vellum to see if there is a page that I might like to put in there. And that's an acetate. I have regular vellum in here. I have this red stripe, which that's cute. And then that looks like this over here. I think the red dot's a little bit too far apart. I have a smaller red dot, but you'll see it on the back side with that other one. Here's some stars, but you can still see that page behind, so I don't think I want to use an acetate. And then I have this gold vellum. Definitely for me, it's going to be the red stripe. I would use, I think, this little candy cane one, but I think I've used that all up. So I think that's good as it is. Just going to double check to make sure. Yes. So what I want to do then is cut this stripe, and thinking about how I want this to read on the page. And I think I want it to read that way. So now when you do this, remember you have to measure across this whole width because this is going to be sitting in the binding of your book. So this is just under 7 inches. So that's how wide it's going to be cut. And then height, I think I've said this before, I rarely measure, but in this case I definitely want to do that. And in this case we're about 8 3/8 inches. And I don't easily have that measurement on mine. Or is it really 8.5? It's actually 8.5. So I'll measure that. And now I have like a little 3x4 card piece that I can use to if I want to. Okay. Then just being careful with, I want the orientation that way. So that is a little bit tall. So what I'm going to, no, just a tiny bit. Although this is covering that, so that's fine. Okay, to think about it, it was tall, but it's not coming out behind this, it's coming out in front of it. So kind of nice to get a little peek at the wood veneer there. So then what I'll do is grab my Crop-A-Dile, which you've seen me use quite a bit here. Just use that hole to line it up. That you get your holes in the right spot. Then we'll do this. Now I could put something on that piece. I do that quite frequently, but because this is laying on it already, I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm just going to leave this as a dividing page here. The celebrations are really kind of starting as a signal that that's what's happening here. And then you open to this. Now I could put something on the back here, but I think I'm not going to. I think I'm just going to leave that. And I really like how that sort of divides everything up there within the book. That here's the start, and I love how this looks, and it looks nice across from here. So, and now that I look at this, I didn't do this purposefully, but I have the stripes going in the same way, thank goodness. All right, so that is the end of day 30. I'll get the photos taken and we'll get this video uploaded so you can see it hopefully tomorrow on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye.